Hi, I'm Donna with Donna's Things. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for taking the time, joining in, coming to see what we're doing on this side of the camera. I really do appreciate it. Of course, if you have been here before, I know I've been missing. However, I am thankful that you are here back with me, checking out what's going on. You know, I appreciate your time also. Happy Tuesday. Well, we are back. I posted a video last week just kind of saying that I know I've been gone for a while. Two or three Tuesdays out of the month of June, but needed a little bit of rest, had that little sewing sabbatical. Been sewing anyway, but I am here. The last time I posted a makes video of garments, I was sewing on several things. Two of the things I was sewing was, one, these McCall's pants. I chose to make the ones with the ruffle here. All these pant versions are so cute. And I was making two of this, the Rachel Comey dress. Adorable. This is what it looks like on the back. Hopefully you can see it. So we'll start with what I have on because I'm just wearing a store-bought t-shirt. However, I have on those ruffle pants. So I think I gained an inch in the past 3 weeks because the pocket's kind of tight, but there's that pocket, one of those pockets, not in the seam, but has a little rounded thing. There's a yoke back here. I use like a cotton twill. It's a brown, kind of like has a teeny little pinstripe in it. This is what it looks like, and there is that ruffle on the leg. Let me try to show it to you a different way. Hold on. Let's see if you can see that leg better. There she is. I went out earlier in these pants. I had some flats on, but this is the kind of pant leg that I would wear a little teeny heel with so that, you know, the ruffle kind of stands out. So that I have on today just with my t-shirt. But I made two versions of this dress, this Rachel Comey dress. Love that puff sleeve. Of course, it has the slit here. My slit's not as high. Look at the back. It has that V in the back with the tie. Of course, you see the V front. There is a seam down the middle. And if you see the back of the dress, you got the back with the deep V, the tie, but this piece is added on like a skirt. You have a top. The front is one long piece, but the back, you have the top because you attach this gathered skirt to the back of it. I made two versions. So the first one I made was out of this brown linen. Look at that sleeve. Well, you got your V front. There is a seam all the way down the front. There's that split. As I told you, mine is not as high. Now you see these pins, and that's because they're pockets. I pinned them because a lot of times I will tack mine because I don't like them flopping around in there. But pockets on the dress. This is such a soft, drapey linen. But here's the sleeve. Now the sleeve is pleated around the front and it's pleated. You see the pleats around the back. And it looks like this. Nice, billowy, if that's the right word, balloon sleeve. Very nice. Now, how did we get that sleeve? So the sleeve, you have the sleeve piece, which is huge. You cut your sleeve, and then you pleat it up around the top, and the bottom is just, it's not loose, it's kind of cut like a wave. But then what you do is, now, before I go any further, let me just tell you, my sewing friend would love to see what I'm getting ready to show you, because she knows that this is something that I struggle with. The dress is fully lined. However, I did not line mine, but I did have this lavender satin for the top piece as a lining. When I went to the store to get the sleeve part, because the sleeve has to have, the sleeve is cut smaller than the sleeve lining, is cut smaller than the sleeve so that it can have the gather. Of course, it's gathered here and it pulls it up. But let me show you. When I went back to the store to get, where put it? I never know where. I bought a piece of cotton, a yellow and brown and lavender, and it was going to blend in with this satin right here. I bought that to make for the lining of the sleeve, because I didn't have any more of this for the lining of the sleeve. However, when I got it home, it was very lightweight and it wasn't going to give me the puff, because this linen doesn't have, after I washed it, there's no stiffness. So the sleeve wasn't going to puff on its own. And so, of course, your lining has to help serve as the puff. So in my stash was this. Closest thing I could find to this. This is bias tape that I put around the sleeve. But anyway, this was a piece of quilting cotton that has a nice stiffness to it, and it did the job. So my friend knows that I would not do this, but I went on and did it. I was like, oh well, it's my dress. And I'm glad I did, because it caused the sleeve to do what it needed to do. So the lining is gathered to line up with the armhole of the sleeve, but you attach, it had the wide bottom, you attach it to the bottom of the sleeve to make it one, but you put elastic here. And so when you do that, it allows that bottom, I'll have to flip it over and show you. Anyway, this is what it looks like on the inside. Nice, and this is stiff, so it gave me the puff that I needed. I cleaned it up by putting this brown bias tape around it, because everything else is French seamed. Even though I put the lining at the top, the dress itself is French sleeve. So when we turn it back over, you get this, and that's because the lining that's under here, because it's shorter and smaller, it pulled the linen sleeve up underneath. So you then have this effect. And because of the stiffness of my lining, it allowed me to get the puff that I have on the sleeve. And then of course I made the ties in the back, this one tie in the back out of the linen fabric. So cute, 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 cute. I really like it. It hangs down just a little bit below my knee. Looks really cute. I will show you a picture with it on. But I really like it. Anyone attempting or wanting to make this dress, very, very nice. See the gathers here. So the skirt bottom was gathered on just in the back, and that makes it look really, really, really cute. Before I was even finished with the brown one, I knew I was going to want another one, because if you look on the bottom of the dress here, you can see that brown strip. So the dress is hemmed, but then there's a little piece of color. It's like an extra layer of fabric that's under there. Now, I started to do the lavender lining under mine and let it hang under, but instead I made another version. Let me show you. I had black fabric. I think it was like a peach skin fabric. This chair is in my way. Excuse me, guys. Okay. So I think this is like, it has like a peach skin feel to it. So I think that's what it is. The black version I did, same V front, same seam down the front. It has a split down there. I'll show you. It does have the pockets, but I decided to go sleeveless. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. The back is the same, has the deep V in the back. It ties here at the neck. I've got the gathered skirt, but this one I lined halfway also. Lined it with the same fabric. But on this one, look at the bottom. So there's your split in the front, and I did the bottom this way. This is like, this is the binding that you can buy, the one that's ready-made. It's blanket binding, but it's a satin. And so this is on top of it. You have a little piece hanging over, comes over there. Man, is it really, really, really cute. When you see it on, if you've been thinking about this dress, you will want to make this dress so cute. So since I didn't put the extra layer on the bottom, it's really like a band. I put it on this version and this one too. You're gonna love this gathered back. It just makes the dress drop and drape. And this is like a nice drapey fabric. I could have lined it all the way, but I didn't do either one and stuff. So that's so cute. The sleeveless version is nice. This right here bumps it up a notch, makes it so that you have, this is that cute little black dress that you need sometimes when you're going out. So I enjoy all three pieces. Love these pants. I don't know where this inch came from, making it kind of tough to get in my pants, but to get in my pocket. Pants go on fine, they fit nice, but I don't use the pockets for real anyway. But both dresses are super duper adorable. And that's what I have been sewing on. I have a purple dress that I said I was going to show you, but I will show that to you next Tuesday. So a couple of things in the makes for the month of July. I will be doing a separate video to show you a few pieces of fabric that I just purchased, what I'm going to be doing with those pieces, and when I put that video out, I'll probably have one of those pieces already made because it includes denim, and I want to go ahead and make the denim piece that I have in mind. So that's what I have. So besides those crafts that I have been making, I finished up my two dresses, I finished up my pants, and here we are. So I'm so happy you decided to join me today. The pants are super cute. I'm gonna tell you, this right here, you have to really be one of those people that I wear what I want to wear. I like the way I look. It feels good on me, because this little flounce around here just reminds me of a long time ago. But I like it a lot, and I think I'm gonna try another version of those pants, because these pants, because they have a couple of different styles on them, versions, and I really do like it. So I really appreciate you watching and joining me today. Hit that like button, share my channel, subscribe if you will. I really do appreciate it. But you know what I said before, and I'm saying it now: ring that bell so that you can be notified every time I upload another video. And I'll see you next Tuesday. I don't know, maybe even before then, but I'll see you. Thank you so much. Bye. Okay, here's the brown one. Super cute. Love the sleeve. And see what I'm talking about? All the linen is under here, and there's that purple lining. See? All the linen and that purple lining. Not too low in the front. Here's your pockets. Here's the back. Very nice. There's that split right there in the front. I am loving it. This linen is so light that, yes, please, and thank you. Look at this version, the sleeveless one. It's kind of low. It's very low. So if you're going to do sleeveless, you might want to cut it up, raise it up. I didn't even try to measure it. You know I'm leaving mine because my tank top is under here. But look, not too low in the front. Look at that back. Look at these gathers. Oh my God, this is cute. Pockets. And look at the bottom. There's the split. And look at the bottom. I'm sorry, guys. There's going to be a dress number 3, because this is simply cute. Classy black dress. I am loving that. So very nice.